Good morning, YouTube. It is 10 a.m. in the great state of Texas on Sunday. And yes, we are still making videos. It's 41 degrees. And instead of doing epoxy, I've been kind of lacking on making videos. So I just ordered a bunch of wood blanks. So there's going to be a lot of repeat videos. But we're still making stuff. And today we're just going to start with the most boring one, which is poplar wood, because it doesn't look like anything. So learn from all of my previous mistakes. I'm starting to do this technique, and I think it's working out. And I'm probably just going to do this for the foreseeable future, to where you just use quick JB Weld 15-minute epoxy, get all that, together, mix it up really well, and then just put like a 2x4 piece on it, squared up, so that we can attach our faceplate on it. So the weather in Texas has been kind of fluctuating a little bit. It has been 80 degrees this whole weekend, and I've finally got some time away from work and everything to get into the workshop and start making stuff. So if you're concerned that I'm not making any more videos, I'm still doing a bunch of videos, and I've gathered up a bunch of shorts as well. So if you guys are just wondering what's going on with the channel, there's always something going on in the background, but no, I haven't given up on woodworking yet. So get everything onto the lathe like we usually do. The project goes really well. There's nothing really special about this one. Poplar is probably one of the easiest woods to work with. It's very soft. It doesn't take much to kind of turn it down. And I admittingly know that my lathe is probably on its last leg. So the bigger projects that I used to do probably aren't going to be done for the year of 2025. Getting a lot of just motor issues on my lathe, but we're still going strong, and this poplar wood is obviously a nice manageable size for our lathe here. But getting everything worked down, we're going to do things with the lid. So even though this is a very small piece, you got to do a little bit of a delicate kind of work with it, because there's not a whole lot of material to work with. So we're making a mortise here so that we can just flip it on the lathe and then detach one piece from the other. So we'll have a main body, and then we'll have the lid of it. And then just working off the edges here, just a smidge, just getting everything nice and even the way that I like. And that goes really smooth. And it always helps when you change and sharpen your chisel head, so that's always a big part of it. Only bad thing about doing the epoxy technique where you put a waste block on is you gotta work down that wood. Usually, if you guys go back and watch my videos previously, I usually just pop off. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Usually just pop this piece off, but when you work with the epoxy, you just have to round it down and then just shave it off. That's pretty much the best thing you can kind of do for it. Sorry, I'm trying not to cough while I do this commentary. I'm actually in my workshop right now doing commentary on like 5 different projects that I haven't gotten around to doing, but I'm trying not to have a coughing fit. But anyway, we get that piece off, then we're going to make another mortise here, and then we'll end up, parting the entirety of the piece here. Had a lot of issues with this part here, starting and stopping the lathe. You can see there. The parting tool, you know what? I used a new head on this one. I don't know why it's not as sharp as it used to be, and it's brand new, so I guess that's user error probably. So we're just going to take the handsaw and just cut off the second half of it a little bit. But obviously not a whole lot of material left to work with, so we just got to kind of be careful when we start our gouging portion here. So we're getting everything, cut down the way that we want to, and, getting some pretty good shavings off, so not a whole lot of issues and worry here. The big part about doing these smaller projects is usually when the lid portion comes in here in just a little bit. You'll see that part of it. But getting this work down, it's poplar wood. It's not the most technical wood to work with, so not a whole lot of worries here. It goes real smooth, no issues. Boom, getting a feel for it. Maybe we can go a little bit deeper, and then bam, we're practically done with this. So get that done, then we work over to the lid. We just got to make everything nice and even, kind of get a shape of what we want, and then we're just stopping and starting, just trying to size it up real well, and then boom, there's that. And now we'll make a mortise and do the flip. Again, sorry for drinking because I'm trying not to cough. So getting this part done here, and then we just work it. This is probably my favorite part, watching the edges of that previous mortise. And this is a new technique that I've done previously in the past, but I'm going to start doing this. I usually do my light bright peg as my handle, but I think this accent piece gives it a little bit, better technique, or better kind of look to it. But here's all the wood shavings, all nice and done. You can see the mess, just one small little, block of wood made. It's probably the most annoying thing about woodworking is just the cleanup afterwards. But now we're gonna sand it. We're gonna go from 50 to 120 to 180, and then we'll give it a polish. And then we'll be done with this portion of it here. But you can see the poplar, it's just bleh, it's boring kind of wood. Gonna use some Yorkshire grit on it, just get this polished and hydrated a little bit. You can see the grain of it come out just a little bit. It's nothing too spectacular, but it looks pretty cool from what I can see. And I had a lot of fun doing it. Again, it's February here in Texas, so the weather's kind of wonky, but we'll get back to epoxy eventually. But I do just like working with just like wood blanks. I think that's fun to do. So that's probably what we're going to be doing for the foreseeable future. Sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit. So then for the epoxy part, I did this previously last year. I think this technique just works really well. Just using the JB Weld, not having to mix up a lot of epoxy. You can kind of just, use as much as you want to, and then just putting this nice little dab in the middle. I think that's a cool little technique. I really like using that part. So this goes really smooth, and boom, there's the end of the project. And no, there will not be me at the end of the video talking, so nobody ever makes it to this part of the video. But hope you guys liked it. Again, we are doing projects, and hopefully I start building enough to where you guys will have projects every Sunday before things get too busy with me. But anyway, hope you liked it. Hope you got something out of it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.